Giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Oh, yeah. Good morning, good people. Welcome to A to Z Sports Live. We're streaming live on YouTube. And of course, I am your host, Will Skywalker. Still. Boom. You know, I looked over there and I saw Princess in the chat say, is there any excitement for this game? And that's why I got a little excited to bring you guys in with some energy. Look, I get it. Cowboys, Giants, take 2, week 10. It look a little different for the Giants on the offensive side of the ball, so we're going to talk about that today. But I don't care who we play, where we play, but make sure I bring this thing in with some energy. So if you wasn't excited coming in, I hope you're excited right now, Bomb Squad. I appreciate y'all for being here as we turn this page to week 10. And I got some news I'm gonna drop. What time is it? We got Patrick No C Walker joining us, as you guys know, each and every Thursday. Scientific Method is coming through, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. I got some news. We'll save it. We'll save the news for after the Scientific Method. That's what we'll do, and then we'll take that as our break to go into the breakdown of the Giants. So appreciate you guys for being here this morning. We got a nice, I wouldn't say jam-packed show. I won't lie to y'all. All right, I'm not going to do that. I ain't going to lie to y'all. But there are some different things on the Giants' offensive side of the ball due to injuries and things like that. And week 1, they may be worse than week 10, they may be worse than they were in week 1. But all that doesn't matter, right? Rivalry game. We're back at home. We're going to be in Arlington. The Cowboys play better there. They need to play better there. But shouts out to y'all in the building. Bomb Squad.
Bomb Squad!
All right, just making sure we is good over there. All right, let's jump into this roundup real quick because we're going to get Pat at the top of the hour to talk a little bit about what's going on down there at the Star Squad. So let's do it.
It's time! It's time! It's time!
It's time.
It's time.
It is time for.
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
Let me talk to you.
Let me talk to you, Cowboys Nation. Shouts out to my man in the comments. He said, well, I don't get the hey yo no more. I might bring it back. But right now my guy's LA Knight. Yeah. Anyway. So usually Wednesday injury reports, not much going on. You don't really know what's what until you get to about Thursday, Friday for the Cowboys, right? Oh, but I want to talk about one of them. So at this point in the season, you start to worry a little bit, right? We're way into it. We're in week 10. This is where some things start to pop up, and you want to remain as healthy as possible going into that stretch run. And I saw Marquise Bell and also Digizua pop up. Bell dealing with the calf injury, was limited. And Osa hamstring also was limited. Don't like to hear that. However, it was a walkthrough for the Cowboys yesterday. So it wasn't like they really practiced. And we'll get some more information on that specifically with Pat here in a second. And also, Kevontae Turpin, right? He didn't practice either with his shoulder. And remember, he had one out that game for a little bit, but came back in. If I had to guesstimate, I think Turpin will play because he played. You know, he came back in the game and he scored a touchdown. In fact, on the very next drive, very next play, he was in the game. So I expect Turp to be involved and play, but we'll monitor that as the week goes on. Tyler Biadasz, J-Ron Curse are listed because they were dealing with the ankle and toe last week, but they were full. So they did a full walkthrough per se. So Shouldn't be any worries about those guys suiting up next week. But it's clear I think those dudes are injured, right? And that's something we can have another conversation with later. But Tyron Smith. Okay, so normally I see Tyron Smith on an injury report. I see DNP. And I start saying, man, here we go again. Here we go. However, it's not like it's an extremity injury, right? It's not his ankle or his knee or his neck or his hand or his arm. He's sick. And he very well may be sick for real, right? So I don't want to downplay that. He probably sick of getting injured, but he really is probably sick. But I don't care what they got to call it. Illness, ailment, rest day. I'm chilling. He cool. As long as it says DNP, I'm good. In Cowboys Nation, we kind of been joking around about this for the last 2 years. I think we might have bullied Mike McCarthy into this thinking here, but take a look at this tweet. This comes from Calvin Watkins. He says, Mike McCarthy said it's an option that Tyron Smith won't practice Wednesdays or Thursdays. Huh. Really? During the rest of the way, he missed the walkthrough with an illness today. Bars, as they would say, right? So let me run that back one more time. Mike McCarthy said it's an option that Tyron Smith won't practice Wednesdays and Thursdays during the season the rest of the way. He missed the walkthrough with an illness today. Did we get him?
Got him. We got him. Right where we want.
We got him. We got you, Mike. And it's cool. It's cool. Look. We've been saying to do this for a minute. You know, I get it. You just got here in Dallas in 2020, although it shouldn't take 3 years to realize Tyron Smith can't stay healthy, right? And right now, he specifically can't stay healthy in practice. Tyron Smith hasn't been injured in a game this year. He's been injured on his way to the star. He's been injured walking out to that room or to that field. He's been injured in a damn walkthrough. Keep his ass out of practice. Keep him out of practice, man. Now, I know from a gamesmanship standpoint, I don't think Mike is going to want to, come out and say that, hey, this is definitely what's going to happen. But I think there should be a mix of, if you guys remember this, and again, this is kind of a mix of Romo Wednesdays, but this should be Romo Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Romo Wednesdays and the Tom Brady effect. Sport gamesmanship, I should say. If you guys remember, Bill Belichick used to do this thing where every week for years, I mean, I don't know when it stopped or if it ever stopped in New England, but he lists Tom Brady as questionable. I mean, he put some rinky-dink injury on there. I mean, I don't know if he's lying or whatnot because you can get in trouble like that, but all Tom got to do is say, ouch, coach. All right, questionable knee injury. So he put him on the injury report every day, every week, questionable. And, of course, Tom played. Tom didn't miss a game except for, when he tore his ACL 2008 season. So I would definitely mix this in with a Romo Wednesday situation where he's just out all week and then list him as questionable. You can say gamesmanship, but at the end of the day, if you're actually prepping for the Cowboys, let's be real. You don't know if he's going to play. We are talking about Tyron, right? We're not talking about Tom Brady. And it could come down to a situation where he really might not be feeling right. Now, it might give us a little angst because it's Tyron Smith, and he really might have woke up and be like, hey, coach, my back, my neck and my back is hurting. But, man, I'm willing to deal with the Cowboys Nation. What's happening, Franklin football? I'm willing to deal with the angst and the nervousness of he may not play if it means that he ain't practicing all week and he will play. Because we saw the performance he put on. And again, yes, it's one game, but for real, when Tyron has been playing, aside from maybe the Niners game, and that was one of probably his roughest bout. But for the most part, when Tyron plays, he's fine. It's not about Tyron playing. It's about if he can play. So you got to do whatever you got to do to make sure he can get out there. If that means sitting him, hell, that means sitting him, Cowboys Nation. You feel me? You feel me? Princess said, let him play the NFC East games. Nah. We got some big games later. We got some big games later on. We can't have them sit those ones, right? I was going to start off the show different. I was going to talk about how this stretch, because I know the Cowboys can go out here and win 120-0 over the next 3-4 weeks, and it really won't matter. But for real, it does. Not the style points. The style points don't matter. Getting the victory matters, because you got a chance. And again, we're talking about ripping off 4 in a row. That's tough. We haven't done it yet. But if you do, you're sitting at 9-3. And if Philly slips up, which you shouldn't be counting on it, worry about you. But they got a tough gauntlet, man. If they slip up once or twice, things are different now. But even if they don't, you need to keep pace in the NFC so you can deal with the where are we at now? 5 in the playoff picture. You still want to move up, right? You want to be higher if you can. I know we can't be higher than 5 if you don't win the division, but you want to stay there if that's going to be the case. So you want to keep up with that. So, yeah, these next 4 weeks are very important. You don't want to drop one. You don't want to do, you don't want an Arizona Cardinal situation. And know a lot of people, shouts out to my bro Voch, we were talking about this. We're kind of treated. I'm not saying we're treating this week like the Arizona week, because I know that a lot of y'all get a little nervous. I think the difference is you're coming off of a loss. And the Cowboys haven't lost consecutive games in quite some time. And we know how the Cowboys do when they bounce back. They're at home. The Giants are on a good team. Look, I think this is different, Cowboys Nation. I just do. I think it's a little different than that. So I don't worry about that. But moving forward, Commander game, that's a competitive team, division rival. Seattle's not going to be easy. And we'll see what's up with the Panthers. But these are important. These next 4 games, I don't care if you care about style points or not. You just got to get the victories and try to get out of here healthy and get ready for that rematch. And I say get ready. It's a whole month away. But, yeah, that rematch against the Eagles will be important if you handle your business. So I'm saying. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into this thing, get into the scientific method with my guy, Patrick No C. Walker, baby. What's good, brother?
Hey, man. Going good. Getting ready to head up to the mothership here momentarily and check in with my guy first, though.
Man, I appreciate that each and every week. And if they don't, I do. I appreciate what you're doing over there on .com. And for all of us Cowboy fans looking to get the real down there at the Star, brother.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. We go way back, back seats and Cadillacs.
That's an old school saying, y'all. Hey, I just talked about Tyron for about 10 minutes and how I never thought I'd be this excited to see him on the DNP, and it's not, because he's dealing with a knee. So. How true is this, man? Like, how true is are they really about to sit Tyron for the rest of the week, for the rest of the season? Because if so, I think that's the way to go, bro.
Hey, man, I mean, guy has a little cough. Maybe the cough is nagging, and it goes into next week and the week after. I mean, it's the season, temperatures changing. People come down with things. But no, all jokes aside, they are seriously considering it. I think more so the best takeaway from what Mike McCarthy said yesterday in that it is on the table, it being the potential that he only participates in walkthroughs and mock games. I think they're going to take it on a week-to-week basis. I do really believe that having seen what he did against the Philadelphia Eagles, just flat out one of the best games you've seen, not just recently from Tyron Smith, but over his career. Like, that was prime Tyron Smith, right? That was like 2013 Tyron Smith. So if he can do that, having not, had any contact practice and just walkthroughs and mock games, then why not? Because, if you look at the neck stinger happened in practice, right? And some of these issues that the Cowboys are having with injuries, they're not happening in games. They're happening in practice. We're talking about practice, not a game.
Not a game.
Not a game. Practice. So, Tyron is so valuable, and not to say others aren't, like Zach Martin, for example, but Zach Martin, for the most part, outside of a little bit of a battle with injury this year, he's proven durable over the recent season. So I don't think that that's an issue with him. But when it comes to Tyron, it flat out is. I mean, he can't stay healthy for the entirety of a season. So anytime you take any kind of reps off of him, be it, hopefully in practice so that he doesn't miss it in the game, is going to help extend the availability of him, hopefully throughout the rest of the season and into the playoffs. So, yeah, it's a very real conversation.
And I saw a couple other names pop up on the injury report yesterday, that I don't know if they're concerned or not, so maybe help me out here. But Marquise Bell and Osa Digizua with the calf and hamstring, these guys are playing some good ball for you, young players that are taking that next, year 2, year 3 leap. And you don't like to hear calf or hamstring. Is that just something to be precautioned about since it was a walkthrough, or is it a little more serious?
The latter. Oh, no, excuse me, the former. I would say it's something to be precautious about because, again, as you stated, it was a walkthrough. And if it was something that the Cowboys were overtly concerned about, then they wouldn't have even let those two participate in the walkthrough. So those guys would have been DNP yesterday. Obviously, today, full practice ramps up. So we'll get the injury report this afternoon, and we'll know more information about those two. And, that'll kind of push our needle one way or the other if it's something to be concerned about. But after seeing them on the injury report yesterday, had a couple conversations with some folks around the building, and they just don't seem concerned at all. It's just the way it was phrased to me is, Pat, it's the middle of the season. Everybody's dealing with something.
Yep.
So, yeah, so it doesn't sound like it's something that they're concerned with at all. So the most I could say there's that inside information, and then let's just kind of see how Thursday's injury report shakes out. But I think they'll be fine, especially, to your point, considering how important those two guys have been this season. Marquise, in the absence of Leighton, Osa just flat out balling and mauling guys. I mean, you need those two guys on the field. So I don't see a reason as we have this conversation that either of them won't be on the field against the Giants. I think they both will.
A player that I don't expect to be out there this weekend, we don't know when, but I specifically wanted to talk to you about this new addition, Martavis Bryant, former wide receiver. I think this is an interesting addition due to the fact that he hasn't played in 5 years. But, I took a listen to his interview, and I mean, he sounds really motivated. He sounds like, hey, I ain't just here for play. And he also, we understand he was dealing with some demons, as he would say. And you're very, very big on mental health. You're a guy I'll turn to get some motivation or some advice in regards to that. And I'd imagine, the relationships that I know you developed in that building, if he sticks around, he's a guy that you probably would be able to, not necessarily lean on, but talk with in regards to that as well. And he mentioned something about that. I don't know if you caught that in his interview, how he said, hey, man, that's a dark place, and that's something I don't really want to talk about. I was thinking, Pat, that, him having a routine for the NFL, I think is big for him right now because it still seems like he might be fighting those. And of course, we always are, right, every day. But it seems like he's still fighting those.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing about it is when it comes to mental health and those types of demons and that dark, as he put it, and as I describe it often myself when I'm having conversations or if I'm talking about mental health on Twitter, like you said, it's a daily battle. All you can do is win the next minute, win the next hour, win the next day. Just focus on winning the moment that you're in right now, and don't get too far ahead of your skis. And the thing about Martavis is he's been through a lot, and I can definitely empathize and sympathize at the same time, as you can as well. His journey has been a very rough one. Obviously, the suspensions with the NFL. And it's a whole different conversation that I'll let the listeners have if they agree or disagree with it being around weed. I don't agree, for the record, but hey, it is what it is, or it was what it was, I should say. But kudos to that young man, because he didn't let it end him. He continued to persevere, continued to persist. His journey took him, into Canada, and he kept playing with, the game. He just wanted to be a part of football, and he never let it defeat him, the circumstance defeat him. So now he becomes a testimony at this point because he gets a fresh start in the NFL, and not just with any team, like not with, the Cleveland Browns or the Indianapolis Colts, not to knock their organizations, but this is with the Dallas Cowboys. And Jerry Jones is notorious in a good way for giving guys second chances. Now, what they do with that second chance is totally up to them. So where we go from here with Martavis, I have complete faith that he'll continue to walk the line that he's walking mentally, and I'll get with him, more and more as time goes on.
Yeah.
Because I'm just always interested in being, letting people know they have a support being with me if they don't have it with anyone else. But as far as what he brings to the field, obviously this is a receiver with size. This is a receiver with speed. I mean, track speed. And he recently, correct me if I'm wrong, released a clip that showed that he still has that take the top off of defense speed. So for him, it's about hitting the ground running, getting as much into the playbook as you can for Mike McCarthy, Dak Prescott, Brian Schottenheimer, showing how focused you are in the meeting room, showing your ability on the practice field, and then the Cowboys make a decision from there as far as how they handle him going forward. But I think it's a situation where, because I know a lot of people are saying, well, is this an indictment of like Michael Gallup? And I would say it would be concerning if I'm Michael Gallup, if Gallup doesn't bounce back from that early game drop and get those 2 contested catches against Philly and then, draws a penalty. And then Jalen Tolbert, that's the other person for me, because if it were an indictment on Michael Gallup, then that just makes it Jalen Tolbert season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, of course, you have Jalen Brooks. He's still on the active 53-man roster. He was one of the standouts in training camp. So it's not as if Martavis is coming in and, as we have this conversation, challenging any of those names for their spot. It's all about the Cowboys getting a look-see at a very inexpensive but potentially high-reward situation with Martavis Bryant. If it doesn't work out for them, then financially it doesn't cost them much of anything. It's not like they waived someone to add him to the roster, so it didn't cost them a body as far as players are concerned. It's a look-see. So if it works out, wonderful. And we'll see what that looks like should it work out. And if it doesn't work out, then they gave it a shot, and life goes on. And not in the aspect of, mental health, life goes on. But we want to keep tabs on that young man, and I will. If it doesn't work out with the Cowboys, I'll exchange numbers, keep tabs on him, make sure he's still holding his head up. But from a roster standpoint is what I mean. Life goes on. Business goes on is a better way to put it.
Yeah, it's sticking to that room. We thought going into the Eagles game there was some momentum being built with Brandon Cooks, right? And in that game, he didn't quite get going as he did the previous weeks. And Coach McCarthy was a little not upset, but a little annoyed with the questions. And, one side of me totally understands. I get it, because you threw for damn near 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, you were moving the ball. I get it.
Correct.
But the other side is, I think this is more of a wide thing here, a wide view. The whole season where Brandon Cooks doesn't even have 200 yards and he's not really getting used downfield as he was previously. It just doesn't seem to be as involved as the past. And we're in week 10 now, so it's not like this is week 3, 4, 5. What is your level of concern in the usage of Brandon Cooks moving forward?
I would be, and I was, more concerned when the utilization wasn't there and the Cowboys' offense was sputtering.
Gotcha.
But if you're telling me that the Cowboys are producing almost 400 yards of offense against the Philadelphia Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field, with, CeeDee Lamb 190 yards, which is his second consecutive week of setting a career high. Jake Ferguson 10 targets, damn near 100 yards, had the availability to have more on a couple of those reads downfield from Dak, who had a magnificent game himself. The offense is explosive. Like, this is what we've been waiting to see. And in the past couple of weeks, the Rams and the Eagles, this offense has taken off. So here's what I would say, and I've given this some thought as well. The underutilization of Cooks right now, as we have the conversation, that's not what lost them the game in Philly.
No.
And I suspect that as long as Lamb continues, I don't think he'll continue at the pace he's on, but he will continue being on a heater as far as 100-yard games is concerned. I think the Cowboys finally get that. aspect of it and involve Jake Ferguson, whom I think needs to be your number 2 target, your number 2 read, which kind of goes to my point. You take what is working at the moment, and until that stops working, you don't make changes. Don't force it, because go back and look at the Chargers game, right? You won that game, but you won it just barely. And why was the offense, why was the passing attack struggling? Is Lamb was, eating, but you were forcing the game to Michael Gallup in a situation where he wasn't playing well. But I would have preferred you take 5 of those targets away from Gallup, and you apply them to Cooks, who had a touchdown that game, and you apply it to Ferguson, and you probably end up with 27 or 30 points instead of just 20. Mm-hmm. So I think they're learning not to force things, and right now, what's working? CeeDee Lamb is working. Jake Ferguson is working. Hell, Kevontae Turpin is working. Feed what's working until further notice. But I'll throw this out to you. I feel more and more like this is a situation where, with Cooks, you're not seeing much of him yet, and that's going to have opposing defenses really keyed in on the 2 guys I said, Ferguson and Lamb, as you get into, like, December in the playoffs, and then suddenly Cooks goes on a heater because teams haven't been accounting for him, and he's an afterthought to them, and that's right. Kind of worst. That'll be like their worst nightmare, because CeeDee Lamb will end up in a playoff game with like 75 yards. Cooks will have like 150. I just feel like that's going to be the arc this year for Brandon Cooks, is that he explodes in like late December going into January, when after a whole season of everybody wondering, where's Brandon Cooks?
Yeah, it's interesting. This season has been very weird offensively, because I feel like it's a tale of 2 seasons. There was the whole Texas coast, West Coast thing they tried to force and just be so deliberate about up until that game against the 49ers. Then there's the offense we're seeing post 49ers, which is not a whole lot of that slant flat stuff and more pushing the ball downfield. And I think that will involve, or has until the Eagles, involve Brandon Cooks. So if it was just, hey, you didn't watch the Cowboys, Pat, and you look at the numbers and you say, yeah, I would be heavily concerned. But if you have been watching and you've seen the last 3 weeks, the offense kind of evolve to a point where actually this is Brandon Cook's style of offense, and I think they're trying to figure it out. There's still, even in week 10, a TBD on the possible usage of what he can be, because this isn't the same offense as it was in the first 5 weeks of the season. So I'm right there with you. I think there's still something there that Cooks can bring you. It's just a matter of
100%.
It's a matter of where will he fall in that hierarchy. I'm with you. I think Jake Ferguson, I think he's climbed his way to, number 3 or 2, given the matchup, given the game. He should be a guy you should be targeting, because he is just that damn good. And then Brandon Cooks is a weapon, right? He has the speed. I'd like to see them get him involved in the way they got Lamb involved, right? Like quick things real fast, because he's a shifty dude, and he can take tunnel screens to the crib. So I think that's another way, Pat, to get him involved, is get him involved now, and then make teams account for him early in the games, and other things can open up too.
Agreed. I think it's going to organically happen. I mean, you saw him get involved against the Chargers, saw him get involved against the Rams, not so much against the Eagles as far as, putting points on the board. But I think it's coming along. It's just coming along a little bit more slowly than any of us would have anticipated.
Yeah.
But again, I counter that with, almost 400 yards of offense, and then the week before you just blow the doors off of the Los Angeles Rams, who, by the way, the first 3 or 4 snaps in the first offensive series had you thinking that was going to be one of the worst games of the season. Mm-hmm. Offense gets it together, and they just start marching down the field whenever they want it. So as long as this offense has found its explosiveness, and it has, I think let the rest handle itself organically. And, again, I'm right there with you when it comes to Jake Ferguson. I think the Cowboys need to treat him like he's their George Kittle, like he's their Travis Kelce. Like that's how they need to look at him. You have your wide receiver 1, and then you have your TE1, and then the rest needs to handle itself organically.
100%, man. Hey, that is the scientific method with our guy Patrick Nosey Walker of DallasCowboys.com. Dropping the Science Lab article top of the hour, right?
In about 45 minutes, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, go to the .com. Make sure you check out this week's Science Lab. It began with me being curious about CeeDee Lamb's production as of late, as far as, yes, he's doing well, but how does that stack up against this person or that person? And I fell right into the rabbit hole, and some things I found out even blew me back in my seat. So make sure you check that out.
All right, Pat, we'll get with you next week, brother.
Yes, sir. Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. It's Patrick Nosey Walker, DallasCowboys.com. Scientific method, week 10. Each and every week, we will be dropping the science heat we'll be dropping the signs for you guys. And don't want to miss it. You just never really want to miss Pat when he comes through. Now, usually I take a break before we go into breaking down whatever it is we're doing for the day. And because the week is a bit different, we decided to do the film from the Cowboys defense yesterday. We're going to talk about the Giants offense. I'm not breaking down film. That's already been done. I'm not breaking it down and showing you guys, but we'll talk about what's going on. But before we do that, special announcement, Cowboys Nation, and we got a bunch of people in here now. For the first 9 weeks of the season, me and Jesse Holly have been doing Game Day Live remotely, right? We've been at home, and we've been doing the show in 2 different places. Well, we back. We are back. And for those who don't know what the Game Day Live is, you may be new, but if you hear this,
I'm in my zone on the road to the Super Bowl.
that means it's Game Day, Cowboys Nation. And on Game Day, from here to the end of the season, Jesse and myself will be at Walk-Ons in Arlington, not far from the stadium, live in person. So if you are heading to, say, Texas Live, or if you are in Arlington, you're around the area, come holler at me and Jesse. Shouts out to Cowboys Experience, Triple Dog Whiskey, all our sponsors for our Game Day Lives moving forward. I'm so excited. I know Jesse's fired up. It's been all year. We haven't had a chance to really kick it with you guys live in person on game days, but we are back. And the energy that me and Jesse have in person is completely different. I mean, I should say completely different. We still who we are, right? But y'all know how it is when you're with someone as opposed to being remotely on Zoom or whatever, right? So me and Jesse will be there. We are excited to meet up with some fans, and it's starting this Sunday. This Sunday against the Giants. We won't be there for Thanksgiving. They are closed for Thanksgiving, but this Sunday and each and every game after not named Thanksgiving, me and Jesse will be live at Walk-Ons in Arlington. You can head on to walkons.com, or you can obviously visit them when they're there. And there's a bunch of Walk-Ons, but we'll be there at the one in Arlington. They got 70 big screen TVs. You know, they got the gumbo. It's a Louisiana style type of restaurant. They got the voodoo shrimp. They obviously got your regular burgers and fries and salads. They got everything you need, man, to enjoy your game day. And we just the icing on top, the sauce on top, the cherry on top of your game day experience. So make sure y'all come through. We'll be pushing this every day, honestly, because we're kind of a bit behind, but we'll be pushing this every day to remind you guys to come kick it with us, man. We have a good time. We have fun. For those that have, come through and seen game days, you'll finally get to see how nutty I am during the game. Y'all think I get passionate and crazy here. I'm chilling for real here. Whole different ball game during the game. Whole different ball game. All right, so I'll let y'all take that in a little bit, take a little break, and when we come back and jump into the chat, we'll open up some phone lines, 351-999-3787, and we'll talk about these Giants a little bit.
You're listening to A to Z Sports.
Do it live!
At some point, hoping to broadcast
In front of the millions.
of Cowboys fans to bring you the real. But for now, strap up and here's your host, Skywalker Steele.
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you. We'll do it live.
Hey, yo, y'all quit. I don't care what nobody say this. This chat's elite. Like, look, we fan, right? I always talk about how we can fanboy tussle and fight sometimes, but y'all hilarious. Princess said, yes, my wig just got tight. Your wig got tight, Princess? Rolo said, well, Coach Prime be making, damn, that's deep. Hey, Jesse, they don't care about us. They want to talk to JR and Coach Prime. All right, man. I don't know. He might be, man. JR, he from around the way, so maybe he come through. He came through at Texas Live. I know he'll come through. Hey, Jubo. Relax. 2i. Maybe we'll talk to 2i tomorrow. Maybe we'll talk. We were talking a lot of ball this week. Maybe we'll talk to 2i tomorrow. We'll see. All right, welcome back. Skywalker Show. A to Z Sports in the morning. Appreciate y'all for starting your Cowboy day with me. I take pride in that, by the way. I take pride in starting the Cowboy day with me. If you wanted to end your Cowboy day yesterday, I hope you guys checked out my bro Vosh Lombardi on 105 through the Fan with Reg and KG. Like, man, we were there live. I believe it was training camp. And, man, I just got a lot of love and respect for Reg and KG. Whole lot of love and respect for Reg. And they constantly, get us involved on that station. And not just us, like Aisha, Vach, myself, and others, the creators or people that cover the Cowboys in our community. So I respect him a lot. Make sure y'all check out his appearance on the Get Right over on 105.3 whenever you get a chance. Toxic said, Sky, I don't know how you do it. How do you watch games with Cowboy fans? So if my brother's in the chat, shouts out to you, bro. My brother Jeff, he knows. I used to not be, because I would just go berserk. I'd be every play. I live, and my guys, Shawnee, they know. My guys know at the dungeon. Lee, every play. I live and breathe every play. Jesse knows. I live and breathe every play like it's the last. It's just how I am. But doing this, and especially at Texas Live, the energy, man, is just, it's unmatched. It's like kind of being at a game. Like, obviously, if I'm going to a game, you kind of in a different mentality. But watching a game at a place like Texas Live or walk-ons, being with fans, it is fun. It is fun because everybody has that excitement down in, down out. When you lose, it sucks, but when you win, it's awesome. So, you learn to deal with it. You learn to deal with it. I shouldn't even say deal with it. That's not what I mean. You learn to adapt to it because I did have to adapt. I wasn't watching the game at Texas Live. There's thousands of people. I wasn't watching a game with thousands of people before. And doing a live show like this, but now it's so much fun, man. And I love kicking it with y'all when I can. With that said, I know, right, Roy? Let's jump into a preview of this Giants game. And boy, it was, look, I'm not going to sit here and fake the funk to y'all. This was not easy to get through, but I feel like I have a responsibility to still do this each and every week, no matter who. And I said this before, I don't care if they're 0-17. We're going to take a look at each team, what they do well and what they don't do well, right? And this one was tough because this ain't week 1. This ain't week 3. This is week 10. For the most part, what these guys are. But the Giants have dealt with a multitude of injuries that have put them in a position right now at the quarterback spot where it's completely different from week 1. And they haven't really been the same team since week 2, for being completely honest here. They haven't scored more than 16 points since week 2 offensively, right? And that's with a pick 6 in one of those games. I think the pick 6 came against or fumble 6 or whatever against the Miami Dolphins. So think about that for a second. They really only scored like 10 points in that game offensively. It's been bad. 32nd ranked scoring offense, 32nd in total yards, and they're now down to the third quarterback, who we'll get to here in a second. So I'd imagine going into this one, this will be a heavy Saquon Barkley game early on, or at the very least until the game script gets out of hand. If the game script allows it, I think you'll see Saquon a whole lot. Over the last 4 weeks, he's averaged about 28 touches per game. Again, if the game script allows it, I expect Saquon to see 25 plus touches. And just like every time we play Saquon Barkley, it's the same thing, right? Just don't let him hit that big home run, and usually he does nothing against you. That's just how it is. Like, Saquon will bust off a 50-yard run. As long as you don't let it be a score, that's the one. That's all he got in the chamber. And he's good to go against the Cowboys. But that's going to be, I figure they're going to try to get him involved early and often. It's going to be up to your run defense to just make sure you keep him in check. Just make sure you keep him in check. And he's Saquon. I mean, it is what it is. But I want to briefly talk about Danny's son, Tommy DeVito, Lil Penguin. Tommy DeVito, undrafted rookie out of Syracuse and Illinois. Got his first action last week, Cowboys Nation, against the Raiders. Passed for $175, had a tutty. Also threw 2 interceptions and was just absolutely attacked, it seemed like. It seemed like the offensive line just did not fool with Lil DeVito, Lil Danny's son. FYI, he's not really Danny's son. I'm just having fun. The one advantage, again, trying to be objective as possible here without going super homer. The one advantage, and I'm using that loosely here, is that Brian Daboll and Tommy DeVito have the element of surprise, right? Like, he got thrown in the fire last week and it really didn't give the Cowboys much to really look at. And they asked Mike McCarthy or Dan Quinn about that. He said, hey, do you go back to Syracuse? Do you go back to the preseason to kind of get a study on him and whatnot? But, because you can't really take not anything. You can't take too much from that Raiders game. He got thrown in there after Daniel Jones got hurt. And yes, Daniel Jones torn ACL, out for the season. Well, Sky, why not Tyrod Taylor? Well, he's on IR. So now they're down to their undrafted free agent. And he's a guy that's got a decent arm, nothing crazy. But he's one of those quarterbacks based off last week. I didn't watch his preseason film. He'll run. He'll take off. He'll run. He had 4 rush attempts, and he tried to get out of there a few other times because of sacks, but he got sacked. So we'll have opportunities to hit him and send a message and let him know we are here so that he can throw some of those wild throws and generate some turnovers, because we know the Cowboys, when they win, they get turnovers. When they lose, they do not, from a defensive standpoint. But here's Dan Quinn on the Giants quarterback situation and kind of what he expects going into this matchup.
I think, like the preseason plays and the plays that he had, that's where you start to make a cut up to say, who is he first? And, what are his strengths? Because one thing I know about Brian and their staff is they'll play to a player's strengths. And so when you saw, their system, all 3 of these guys are really athletic and mobile. And I'm not sure if I'll get the total number correct, but I just counted up all the quarterback runs, not like just zone read, but I'm talking about like a scramble or a run. I think it was at 70 carries. It might have been 40 for Daniel and maybe another 22 for Tyrod and 8 for DeVito. So that makes me think, you're going into it, all of these guys have the athleticism to get out and create on the move, and keepers that can get a player outside the pocket. And so I think that's part of what Daniel and Tyrod's strengths are, of throwing on the run. And I wouldn't be surprised, the more that I dig into it, that would be DeVito's strengths as well, of a guy being able to create and get outside the pocket. Sometimes when you're developing, quarterbacks for a system, you want to make it, similar. Where guys have similar traits. Some teams go just the opposite, where they have one who's really mobile and another that's, not, and it's totally different offenses. In this case, I have a sense that all of them are very athletic and able to create, some run-pass options on their own.
Here's the problem, though, that Lil Danny has. His offensive line absolutely stinks. It's terrible. It's worse than week 1. Y'all remember we sacked Daniel Jones 7 times in week 1. Tommy DeVito got sacked 6 times in part-time work, and they gave up 8 total sacks last week against the Raiders. And the Raiders, Max Crosby, man, absolute fantastic. But from time to time, they'll be a problem. But a lot of that's Max. I expect the Cowboys to terrorize this guy, man. And it's not his fault, but his line is just not good. Let's just be honest. They've got a bit of a different mix-up now from week 1. They got a right guard in there now. Bredeson, he surrendered 2 sacks last week, had 4 pressures. They signed Justin Pugh off the couch, and in 2 of his games, he's played 4 games. In 2 of them, he's given up 4 sacks. I'm sorry. In 2 of those 4 games, he's given up multiple sacks and 12 pressures on the interior, y'all. so this isn't a tackle situation in the interior. So you're getting pressure right up the middle. Andrew Thomas really is their only really good offensive lineman, but at the end of the day, he was banged up after week 1 and didn't get back into the swing of things until last week and gave up 2 sacks. So the offensive line is just really, really bad. Don't really expect them to block it up for the Cowboys. I feel like Cowboys will get a ton of pressure. Michael will get some sacks. Probably DA. Sam might get on the board. Hell, we got Sam and DA on the board last week. Usually D-Law terrorizes the Giants. He usually terrorizes Evan Neal. Evan Neal's not in this game, I don't think. He suffered an ankle sprain. We'll see. We'll see what happens moving forward. But I'd be remiss if we did not run this back from week whatever it was, 2, 3, I don't know. But y'all remember this Evan Neal rant?
The person that's commenting on my performance, what does he do? Flip hot dogs and hamburgers somewhere? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'd cut his ass. I would. How dare you? How dare you? And you call them hamburger flippers? What, you're so much better? I'd rather have a guy that's flipping hamburgers block than your piece of garbage ass. Who the hell are you to talk to fans like that? You piece of garbage. These Giant fans were here before you, and they'll be here after your sorry ass is cut. Done. I would cut his fat ass. You should boo him. If you see him in the mall at Willowbrook, boo his ass. If you see him on the DMV, boo him. If he wins a Super Bowl, boo his sorry ass.
Hold on. He ended the whole thing just calmly saying, we've got doctors that are fans of this team. We've got people that build bridges. You block poorly. Shouts out to Don LaGreca on an amazing classic, just a classic rant on Evan Neal. I wish he was playing, but he probably won't. He sprained his knee or ankle or something in this past game. He was getting whooped too. He's been getting whooped all year. Dude's not good. He's an absolute bust. So Evan Neal probably won't play. If he does, let's make sure we boo his ass. If you see him walk through AT&T Stadium, boo him. God, I love that. Need to make that a damn drop. If they somehow, some way manage to block this Cowboys, Oscar wants me to play it again. I got you. 1 sec. If they somehow, some way manage to block up this front from time to time, there's some guys out there. I like these young dudes. I like these specialists. We will not be seeing the tight end. He's out, but we'll see is it Darren Bellinger? I like him. Pretty cool. I think he'll probably get a whole lot of tick, actually, a whole lot of work. Because his offensive lines will give up pressure to the tight end's a quarterback's best friend and probably dump it off to Bellinger. Play action, dump it off. If they somehow, some way manage to get even more time. We know Jalen Hyatt's the deep threat guy, but we said this in week 1. Please, I beg of thee, drop back and try to get Jalen Hyatt deep. Please. I would love for you to try. I mean, I don't think they're gonna do that. But the guy they really want to get the ball into, who's kind of emerged here lately, is Wan'Dale Robinson. Wan'Dale, since I don't believe he played in Cowboys game, but he started off getting like 6 to 8 targets per game for a good stretch. And he's a quick, shifty, explosive dude. Get him the ball now in the slot and see if they can make something happen. So I expect Wan'Dale and Darren Bellinger to be guys that they target early and often if it's not Saquon Barkley. The X guy, the Z guy, depending on where he's lined up, the boundary guy that has been the most steady and reliable for the last like 5 years or something has been Darius Slayton. I'm sorry, Darius Slayton. He's the wide receiver on the outside. Yeah, he's not a guy that's going to do a whole lot of damage, but again, he's their boundary guy. If there's a guy that DeVito wanted to trust on the outside, I think that would be Slayton. I don't expect them, though, to give the Cowboys a ton of trouble as long as they get home. And even if they don't, it's going to be about, when I say don't, I mean if they don't get the actual sack, I think they'll get the pressure. And they'll have to get the ball out to Bellinger, get the ball out to Wan'Dale or whomever it is underneath. So Saquon Barkley, etc. So I don't foresee Hyatt doing anything too crazy against you or Slayton down the field. But hey, man, I've seen him throw some YOLOs. DeVito had I think it was Hyatt streaking down the middle of the field in like double or triple coverage, and YOLO stepped up to the pocket and just threw that thing up, and it was an interception. So if you don't get the pressure and they do send him streaking down the field, he'll throw it up. Is it going to be accurate? Maybe not. And again, I welcome it. Please do. Please attempt to drop back and think you'll hold the ball for 3 to 5 seconds. I'll take it. So that's kind of the Giants' offense. You know, Brian Daboll struggling over there, man. He's stressing. When Daboll, look, here's the thing about Daboll, a little bit of old school. Let me see if I got that picture. He wear his emotions on his sleeve. I feel you, bro. I wonder if he a Scorpio. He wear his emotions on his sleeve. He'll chew out a quarterback. He'll snap out on that sideline all damn day, and that's what I'm hoping we see. Is that face right there? That face right there from start to finish, and the Cowboys got out of here with a victory. Or we're talking about the offense, but the Cowboys got out of here shutting down this terrible offense and get out of there healthy on the defense side of the ball. You got what I mean? All right, let's get into these phone lines. Talk to y'all for a little bit. I got you, Oscar. I'll run it back. Let's get. Is this the lunatic? See, the lunatic don't call too much, so I don't got him saved. The lunatic, is this you?
Sky, Cowboys Nation, buenos dias.
It's my man. What's up, brother? Let me save you.
Hey, man. I know I haven't called in much. I'm not a morning person, but I got out of work a little late, caught your interview with Patrick Walker, and said, hey, I need to call in.
Yeah. Appreciate you, big dog. Ain't talked to you in a while. Let me save your number, though. That way, the only reason why I knew, because it said the Luna and then your name. So I'm like, I think this is the lunatic. So let me go ahead and save you. What's up, brother?
Man, you heard me. You deleted my number already? You heard me, Sky.
Hey, bro, you ain't called in a minute. I ain't deleted. I don't even know if it was ever in here.
Nah, I get you. Hey, listen. This is what you would call a get-right game. We ain't worried about the Giants. We're just, hey, are we going to fix those little things that we saw versus Filthy that we know we're going to have to overcome in a playoff game? Because that's exactly what last week was. So I'll get it out of the way. My score prediction is Dallas 33, New York 10. We will dominate them. We'll continue. We'll win our 12th straight home game. Dak is going to ball out. Heck, hopefully he'll be out of there by the end of the third quarter. We'll let some subs in there, get some experience. But here's what I want to see. You know, this year we're 8 games, and we've already got 26 pre-snap penalties on third and fourth down on both offense and defense. That means we're either giving the ball, extending their drives, opponents' drives, or we're making our third down even longer.
Hold up. We got 26 pre-snap penalties on third and fourth down?
That's right, on both, when you count both our offense and our defense. And that's only been 8 games.
What?
Remember how we said, man, those penalties come up in big situations? That's an understatement. They're coming up in bigger situations. Now, can our O-line and our D-line, hey, don't give me a false start. Don't give me a goddamn offside
number. That sounds like
That's what I thought when I heard that and I looked it up. I was like, God damn.
I understand if it was like 26 total. 26 on third or fourth down that's like a season. Am I tripping? That just sounds like that is a ridiculous number. If that's the case, we got to be doing something at practice. Some hills, push-ups. I don't know, bro. But 26 on third and fourth down, which means full start or offsides. Let's be honest. Those are the two things you're talking about. Full start, offsides.
Yes.
Seems
on both offense and
defense. Outrageous. That's nuts, man. Wow.
And we're asking our offense to do all this and overcome that. I mean, Dak's been great on third down, but I'm thinking, holy moly, to do that for a whole season, we're just asking way too much. On one
down, right? Like on 1 or 2 downs, like that.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So that's one of those things. Hey, look, can you eliminate those pre-snap penalties? Don't give me a false start. Don't give me an offsides. Make sure you look at the ball. Let's get those small issues corrected. And Big Mike, is he ever going to challenge anything? Is Big Mike ever going to, as you said with Vach, hey, do you have can I be that guy holding the monitor, the TV monitor saying, hey, this is close. We might want to challenge this, Big Mike. How about that?
Yeah. Like I don't know if y'all saw in Philly what he talking about. There's a guy that's following what's his name? Nick
Sirianni.
Sirianni. He's following Nick Sirianni around with a big old TV. Just, all right, coach, where you at? And he's just following him. And Nick turns around, he looks, challenge. We need this. We need a TV cart just following Mike McCarthy around like, hey, coach, this is the broadcast view. This is what they showing. Challenge it. Because there wasn't no reason why you shouldn't have challenged that 4th and damn near 3, but they gave him 4th and inches on the first drive of the game. But I digress, man. Go on ahead, man. Go on ahead.
Exactly. And this is what we're looking with. The G-men are decimated. We got Danny DeVito's cousin's landscaper playing QB. So we should be able to win this game easy, but we need to see those changes because, again, these failures that Big Mike has, they seem to be popping up in those big games. So let's see that. And, hey, give me a little bit more Rico Dowdle. Let's see how he handles. I mean, because the guy, as they said, as Vach said, he plays like his hair's on fire. He runs like his hair's on fire.
That's what I was trying to tell y'all about. He runs angry.
Yeah, I've said it before. Hey, Rico, the only thing was his injuries. That's the only thing that's limited the last couple of off seasons. He would always get injured. Now let's see, because Pollard, I mean, I don't know what it is, but our run game is MIA. It's our blocking scheme. It's our running backs or a combination of both, but we need to get it fixed and get it fixed before we hit the playoffs.
Hold your breath.
Now, exactly. And D-Law, come on, 5 games without a sack. I know you're great at run stopping. You're great at that run stopping, but come on. We need sacks eventually. And, of course, not even I wanted you to ask Patrick C. Walker. Yep. No, the sacks are timely sacks are never overrated.
Well, that's different.
Because the sacks
you're adding something to it. But I'm about to bring this up when you get off the phone so you can see it. Pretty good stuff here. Robert Sala.
No, I got you.
Robert Sala.
I got you. And, of course, we're touching on the MG13 situation. I mean, Tolbert and him are now toes touching on far as play, so they're finally seeing what we're seeing. I mean, when are we eventually going to say, you know what, you are now a negative when you put out in the field, let's go and replace it with a positive?
Are you talking about Gallup?
Yes, Gallup and Tolbert.
What about Tolbert? What Tolbert do now?
Oh, no, they're at snaps. They're almost tied this last game. So now the staff is finally seeing what we saw. Saying, hey, you know what? I'm sorry, MG13 is injury, mental, whatever, but you're not just helping us. Now let's put somebody in there who can at least let's see what we got. So, hey, it's a good game. That's a good couple. Let's keep it building. I hate that Jason Garrett thing, but stack good days on top of good days. That's what we got to do in the next couple of weeks. So we can rematch and try to do it at home against Filthy.
Indeed, brother.
Thank you, Sky, Cowboys Nation. Remember, support you, Cowboys media. Hey, they suck, but we'll still preview their offense and their defense, knowing they're going to lay us to smack it down on them. So, Cowboys Nation, have a great one. Bendiciones and puro pinche Cowboys, Sky. Thank you.
Yeah, my man, appreciate you, man. I wanted to show this to y'all. I'm glad you brought that up because this was a fantastic answer by Robert Sala on sacks. Wait a minute now.
To create one-on-ones for all our guys. Quinnen especially. He's one of the better players in football.
0 sacks this year.
I do want to say, I do think sack production is a very overrated stat. I think it's a cool stat that gets guys paid, but it is not the indicative number in terms of, because I've seen guys who get sacks who get lucky as heck. But when you look at Quinnen, teams are going out of their way to game plan Quinnen to try to take him out of the game, but he's still absolutely wrecking run games. He's still, fact check it because I'm not sure, but he ranks top 5 in pressures. He ranks top 5 in pressure rate. He ranks top 5 in PFF grades. He ranks top 5 in every statistical category you can conjure up. He's just not getting the sack production. What we've seen is a much different approach to the way teams protect against us, and we're seeing a lot less double chippers and a lot more attention to Quinnen, which means Jermaine Johnson, Bryce Huff, they're absolutely wreaking havoc on quarterbacks this year and opening it up. And so teams got to pick their poison. You want to pay attention to Quinnen, our other guys are going to be productive. You want to pay attention to the edge rushers, it's going to open up for our inside guys. So The overall sack production, like I said, is an overrated stat. Quinnen Williams is one of the top 5 defensive players in all of football.
I think he just continues to keep going to excuse me, with Quinnen Williams. But the point stands there. And I think for the most part, most of the football world is coming around to this thought process as well. Like, this isn't 1992, 1995, 2001. It's way more than about sacks for certain players, for sure. Now, would I love for everybody to have 10, 11, 12 sacks? Sure, 100%. But all sacks aren't created equals, and all sacks sometimes don't even really matter, depending on the down and distance or the point in the game. But yeah, I do think that this is a game, though, when you go look at this offense and this offensive line, you'll probably get some guys jumping in there getting some sacks. But just do your job, and those sacks will come. What we don't want is to get to a point of hero ball because our fans want to see sacks from certain players. Sacks are cool. Strip sacks are better, right? But there's a whole lot more than just that. And I think most fans are understanding and coming around to that. I thought, in specific to D-Law, he doesn't get the bag no more. He ain't getting all the money no more. I thought we'd appreciate what D-Law brings to the game week in, week out now, because we ain't got to worry about his money. But nonetheless, that still doesn't seem to be the case. And it probably won't be here in Dallas, but it is what it is. That's just kind of what you got to expect when you play here. Let's wrap to Carl. What's good, Carl?
Hey, what's up there, Scott?
What's happening, man?
Yeah, everything all good, man. I wanted the last week, Sunday, man, this Sunday past, I knew my fellas was like, it's Thursday and I'm kind of getting myself together. I didn't want to watch no sports or no nothing. We had so many opportunities to win that game, and it just slipped by us. And I was like, the Cowboys are better than this. I know they are. And with our offensive line, I won't say the whole line, and I'm not going to get on Steele, because last year before he got hurt and the year before, we was all about Steele. Steele was awesome. And I think it's that post-surgery, man, I guess that's giving him a hard time. And I don't think it's his strength as far as his, like you're trying to rush him. I think it's those lateral moves that's giving him problems, And I wanted to know what you think about with Steele. Is it going to be are they going to sit him down, or are he going to play through it, or are he going to get some help on that side?
The latter two. They're gonna play this through. Obviously, you're not gonna bench Steele, I don't think. And yeah, he'll get some help. He got a little help last week, but not in the big moments, obviously. So yeah, I think they'll play through it. And I don't think that what we saw of Steele on Sunday is what he will be every game. Right. He struggled with his consistency all year, but that game specifically was just that was his worst game. That was his worst game, I think, since his rookie season.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's going to be him every week. I think by week whatever, right, end of the year, he'll be better. Will he be what he was in 2022? Probably not just yet. I think I've come around to that. Again, more data allows you to kind of change your mind in a sense, or understand things more.
Yeah.
And I just think he's still working through a mental situation and working through his knee. I think there's a combination. I don't think he's exclusive to one. I talked about this the other day. I think he's really missing a lot with his hands, and then he can't recover.
Right.
So when he's not being able to recover on the inside specifically, because that's where that knee, I think it is, the left knee, it's ugly, and that's exactly what Reddick was doing. When Reddick was trying to get, if Reddick didn't beat him with the hand swipe, right, or beat him with him lunging,
right.
and trying to just go through Steele. They couldn't go through him because those guys aren't
those
that's what
type. I'm saying.
So when Reddick would either set something up outside and come inside, or immediately go inside and still set up outside, he didn't have the athletic ability to recover. And then if Sweat, who was trying to hit the outside, did beat his hands, now that hump becomes very short, and you get on that immediately. So I think he'll be better. How much better? I don't know.
I didn't think Sweat, when they put Sweat on this, I don't think Sweat had the upper hand on him.
I disagree.
I
I understand, but I disagree. I think Josh Sweat is a fantastic pass rusher, and that's why you put him over there because he couldn't do nothing against Tyron, and you do have the advantage
I was
on
just
steel.
about to say that. Everybody talk about Tyron Smith. I was just about to say that. Sweat couldn't mess with Tyron.
None of them could. Yeah, I mean, Tyron shut that shit down.
And here's my last right quick. Dude, I'm gonna say this now, and you probably heard this from somebody else, but this Brian kid, if he can, he don't have to get all of it back, but if he can be somewhere decent.
Who's that?
This kid, man, you know what I heard?
Carl, who you talking
about? Martavis Bryant, the receiver that they
Martavis. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Martavis, yeah. Let me tell you, this is what I heard. That he's 6'4". He looked taller than that, but he's 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
But he has a 7'2" wingspan. 7'2" wingspan.
Cool.
Look at that. Look at that kid though. Look at him, because when they was interviewing
Carl.
him, and
we talking about I know who Martavis Bryant is. I got you, brother.
Oh, yeah. I like that signing.
Okay.
A lot of people, I heard a lot of people, well, if it works, but that's my wild card right there. And I'm gonna be talking to you from time to time about him once he get in. I think he's a game changer, dude. I really do think so.
Okay. Amen.
I think he's a game changer. Come on now, Scott.
I've got to learn to allow y'all to have your wild opinions, but hey, it's your opinion, Carl. I hear you, brother.
You said that same thing when I was trying to tell you about the turpentine.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I came into this season saying Kevontae Turpin is an explosive weapon that you need to use on offense. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. You was right with that. I remember you saying, and he has been. He has been. But, dude, just give him a chance. Give that Brian kid a chance, man.
You're right. I mean, appreciate the call, Carl.
All right, dude. All right, thanks, man. Later.
Yeah, later. I'm going to just leave it at that, I get it. We fans, so I got to remember. Sometimes, Scott, take off the objective hat. Just put on the fan homer hat. If I put on the fan homer hat, yeah, root for Martavis Bryant, man. Game changer, though. I don't know what to say without being... 903, what's up, man?
Yo, what's good, Sky?
What's up? What's up?
Chris out of Dallas, Texas, man.
From what Texas? Dallas?
Oh, Tyler.
Tyler, what's up, man?
Yes, sir. Hold up, before anything, that man crazy. Martavis Bryant ain't about to do nothing over here. If we can't get Cooks going, we ain't gonna get him going. That's one of the things that I would like to see though, is to get Brandon Cooks going. Like, what's up with that, man? Like, why haven't we been able to do that, man? What are your takes on that?
I thought we were getting him, right? Like, I thought we were starting to get to that point where he was getting involved, Chargers game, Rams game, or whatever, and then this game. And it's weird, man. Again, this season's weird because it's like, on one hand, you threw for damn near 400, 3 touchdowns, and without really getting him going like that. On the other hand, when you look at this thing from a macro view, he ain't got 200 yards. So I just think they got hyper focused on trying to get Lamb involved, right? And then now we're seeing the emergence of Jake Ferguson. But it took some time to get Jake involved. It took, for whatever reason, some time to get Lamb involved. Now maybe it's time to get Cooks involved. And I've been saying it. I think Cooks, Lamb, and Ferg should be your top 3 target guys every week. So hopefully we see something coming out of this game.
I definitely agree, man. Spam CD Lamb, and either Cooks or Ferguson is next, whichever one, and then use your other weapons as well. For the running game, man, I wish we would give Rico Dowdle some more burn, man. It's like we'll run him a couple of plays here and there, and he'll show a good burst. But it's like, why don't we run him more? I don't understand it, bro. I know you just talked about it a couple calls ago, but yeah, that's crazy too, bro.
Yeah, I not a couple callers ago, bro. All year. I don't understand how they just up and forgot. Oh yeah, we've been at the very least a team that's run 2 running backs. Now we're to a point where we barely run 1. You know what I mean? We ain't even running the 1 running back. So they just are very unserious about this run game. But this little stretch is a good time to try to get it going and see what you can do well. I know they did a lot of inside zone and some zone, runs well against the Eagles. Let's see if we can build off that, because that's not the only game that those type of runs were working for you throughout the year. So, they got to find, even in week 10, their identity on the ground. And I think one simple fix can be obviously doing some inside outside zone stuff. The other fix is, hey, get back to a tandem situation. Like right now we're using Rico as a reserve, and a reserve for a guy that's only getting 11 carries. So it's not even like, oh, hey, we're giving Tony 22 carries a game. He's getting 11. So why don't you get a series for Rico, a series or 2 like you used to do, and then get a series or 2 for TP, and then kind of flip that, and maybe you end the game 15 carries for Tony, 12 carries for Rico, and see how that works out.
For sure, man. And I just got like one more point, bro, or like a couple more. I'll deviate away from the offense because I feel like the last thing left is Tyron's health and your cousin Steele, his terrible play as of late. But I want to go to the defensive side, bro. Where's Wanye Thomas, man? Is he hurt or something? And why are we using Israel Mukwamu? Like what's going on with that?
I don't know. I actually had that question set up for Pat, but we didn't have enough time. But yeah, I don't know. And I'm on a bit of a wait and see approach on this Hawaii thing, because I thought he was going to play last week and he didn't play, and I wanted to know why. So I'm kind of asking some questions down there of what happened, and I don't know what needs to happen, but yeah, he needs to be out there. Izzy is again, we talk about this a lot. He's kind of a matchup situation. I thought last week was a fantastic time to get him kind of going, and they didn't. So I don't know, man. I don't have the answers down there.
Real weird, but appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
Thanks, brother. My man, Law said, say it with me. How you say it, Law? Martavis Bryant. Maybe it should be Martavis Bryant. Let's go. Brandon from Franklin Football said, how does Bryant go from not being in the league for 5 years to a game changer? I need details. I don't got the answers, bro. Sway, I don't got the answers. And I'm learning how to just because here's my thing, y'all gonna say what you're gonna say, but there's sometimes when y'all say something just so wild that my initial reaction is just to, I'm learning. I told you I ain't perfect. He's still working on me. But come on, man. Game changer? Can he just get through practice first? Can I see him catch a pass? It's been 5 years. Hey, Sky might be able to do some red zone things. Hey, man, he might be a big target for you from, down there and get inside the 20. Scott, he a game changer. What am I supposed to do with that, y'all? Y'all know how I am. Shouts out to my guy. Toxic says Sky is definitely a parent, patience of a saint. Toxic, if you could see some of the messages. Oh, people hate me. But see, I don't lie to y'all. I tell y'all straight up. Look, if you got the heart to call in, you know damn well if I don't agree with something, we probably gonna go back and forth at it. But I'm learning. Who this? I don't know this number, but it must be a international number here because it has a +81 there. So my apologies, but I'm not familiar with your game. Who are we speaking with?
Hey, what's up, Sky? This is Marcus from Japan. Marcus with a K from Japan. What's good with you, man?
all the way from Japan. I think you might have called in one other time, Marcus. Am I correct?
Yeah.
All right.
No, I done called a couple times, man, but I've been using my number back at home, my Virginia number. So it's either 804 or 757.
Okay. Well, shouts out to you. Still in Japan right now?
Yeah, man. I'm still in Japan. Like I said, I'm here to 25, man, at least.
Okay.
So it's hard to call in because, like right now, man. Hold on a sec. It's 1:02 in the morning.
Woo,
so it's 1:02 in the morning. It's 1:02 in the morning for Friday, but it's Veterans Day.
Yeah.
I work for the government, so we got Friday off. So that's why I'm hitting y'all up. You and Vach, man. When just watching y'all catch y'all straight fools, man. But I love it, man. Try not to miss shows, man.
No, you
Try
can't.
not
man.
to miss shows.
So Marcus, you basically hit me up from the let out. You just left the club. You know what I mean? Let me call my guy Sky. It's 1:30 in the morning.
Hey, look, it's hard to get with y'all because. I mean, like you say, man, this joke would be popping in the morning. It'd be popping in the morning, and I can call you guys on Fridays, but yeah, by the time I get back in, you're done.
It's
You're
all
done,
good,
son.
man. But look, we appreciate the support, brother, and the kind words. But what you got for the show?
Hey, look, so I just wanted to give the nation, let the nation, about Terrence Steele, and it's just all about the whole history. When those cats have those ACL, there was only, from what I remember, there's only one cat that had an ACL surgery and actually came back that year and was
crazy
regular or above regular. That exactly. Everybody else that had an ACL surgery ain't the same dude that next year. So look. Omario and Overshown, let's temper our expectations for next year. Your boy
Trey.
What is it? Diggs. Let's temper our expectations for next year. But I mean, so we all jumping up. We seen who Terrence Steele is. The dude can ball. But hey, he's dealing with something. He ain't well. So and he hasn't. It's not like he's had games like he just had every game. We've seen it earlier where the left side of the line had problems, and then Steele and your boy Zach Martin, they were balling out. I mean,
Mark,
service.
I'll say this.
Yeah.
It hasn't been as bad, right, as what we saw on Sunday, but there was signs. There was a lot of signs in the film. Starting really week 2, the Jets gave him problems. I mean, and we kind of just say, oh, whatever, right? It's just one game. And then you go a couple games later and you see him getting beat in New England a little bit. Oh, not really tripping too much. And then you see him getting beat badly in San Fran. Oh, well, that's Nick Bosa, right? And then you see that first possession, they was getting after his ass on the Rams. Well. And then it just, the levees broke against Philly. So I will say this. I think collectively as a fan base, we do, at least now, understand, okay, ACL, we get it, right? There's going to be some up and downs. There's going to be some growing pains with it. I think right now, though, as a fan base, we're figuring out, now what do we do, right? What's next? How do we help him? What can we do to make sure that this doesn't derail us at the most important times of the game? I think that's where the focus has shifted now. We understand the injury, but how do we work through this thing to where we don't get into important parts of the game on the 11-yard line and we give up a sack in 1.5 seconds?
Right. And just like y'all was saying, man, you gotta help him. You gotta chip or I was watching what Shadi was saying is that, like when you help him, you're not sending as many people in the formation. Well, I mean, it's 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. If you can send everybody out, and then your boy only got a second and a half to throw. What do you got? You got nothing. So help the guy out, and then instead of sending 4 out, send 3 out. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
or have the back.
There's other ways to help him too, right? Like you can move the pocket that way. Quick game on that side. They did They actually helped him in a very similar manner against Joey Bosa, the first matchup in 2021. The help didn't always come from a chip. It didn't come from a tight end. It might have came from that combined with, getting the ball out fast or a screen or something like that. So there's other ways to do it until Steele kind of gets it back because, like we've seen him play well, even this year, right? Even in that game, we've seen reps where it's like, hey, this is what we know what you can do. Right now, it's a consistency issue. And it's one of those situations where when it's bad, it's really bad. And then it might be really bad consecutive times. And we just can't have that once we get into the later part of the year. So they just got to figure it out at this point.
All right. Hey, look, Sky, I know you guys got to go up. Just on one last point.
Sure.
And you probably already touched on this earlier. I just caught the tail end of it. But just listen to Isaiah stand back on Talking Cowboys, where he was talking about because my thing is, we got to get you. Brandon Cooks is that dude. Bottom line, he's that dude. We done seen it. We done seen it with I don't know how many other teams that he done been at, and just last year, the dude was just going berserk. But Stanback was saying because we ain't getting the running game going, and his game is the longer routes, which takes longer time. Yeah, it takes longer time. You ain't getting that play action. The play action is what's opening that up. So if you ain't getting the running game going, like you say, get under the center and run the ball where you can do that play action. That'll get your boy going, man. But maybe Freaky Mike just holding it all till December. I don't know.
Don't get me started. If you watch me and Vach, we can't stand that. We gonna hold the good plays. Can't stand that, man. I hate that. But no, you're onto something right there. Zay's onto something as well, right? Like if you go back and watch that game, and we know and again, certain vision defenses you're playing. Philly is one, the Rams are one where they're going to play too high. Even going into this game, you go look at what they do throughout the season. They like to put two safeties back there. The only way, one of the ways to get that safety out of there is get under center and have the threat of running. But we're just fans, right? We're fans, and we can see we don't take our run game serious. So why should they? And they don't, right? You get out there and shotgun. Okay, well then hell, if you want a shotgun run where y'all haven't really been getting crazy plays off of that, I'm going to still play back just in case there's a play action and I can defend Cooks. Because that's where Cooks is really having his most impact, is that he's allowing a safety to stay back with his speed. But I do think you need to find a way for him to have a physical impact on the game consistently. Not like, oh, we get 2 game stretch and then we get nothing from him for 3 games. Like, they need to find a way to get him going consistently.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Just to let you know, you and Voch, man, y'all boys own it, man. I mean, I love y'all shows. It's ridiculous.
Man,
Take it easy, man.
Appreciate it, man. Salute. I watch a lot of. I try to get as much. I used to be big on Joe Budden. I don't watch as much. It is what it is podcast. Absolutely hilarious and love it. And these are obviously big celebrities, but I really do envision me and Vach kind of having that kind of growth at some point, man. And we talk about it a lot. We really, and because you got to manifest this stuff, but we busting our ass to kind of be our version of Patton, and it is what it is, and all these other podcasts. Like, I think we have that possibility, man. We just got to keep grinding and keep going. But yeah, hey, good point though, Marcus or Zay, whoever came up with it. Yeah, if another cheap way to get him going is take the damn run game serious, and then maybe teams will lay off there. But I think there's a little things too. Talk about Lamb at X, and they're going to dedicate a whole bunch of attention to Lamb. I mean, Philly did it a number of times, and then maybe instead of looking Lamb would say, I know you're going to double here. Let's go to Brandon. But I just don't think Brandon seems to be involved game plan wise. And this is how I know. Somebody said it's just an excuse for coaching. I don't know what he's talking about, but this is how I know. I think this is more of a coaching thing, because we mentioned this in the offseason. If you go back and look at, it's not like it's a whole bunch of names, but the success that Dak has had with newer guys on this offense, or just say new guys, right? Year 1, CD Lamb, dude had almost 1,000 yards in that year. But Dak went down, but still, before he went down, year one, CeeDee Lamb had the most yards in 5 games out of the slot when Dak was the quarterback. Year one, Randall Cobb. It's not like he was playing it forever with Randall Cobb. Year one, Randall Cobb basically had 1,000. I mean, they caught so many plays back, but had like almost 900 yards, 1,000-yard season damn near. He played with Dak a bunch. Went and got him paid. Year one, Amari Cooper. And when I say year one, I mean mid-season. Barely any practice that week, and he still went out there and scored a touchdown. But we saw what Amari Cooper was able to do the rest of that season. So it's not like, he can't get going with a new guy. Just my guess, and I'm not saying this is a fact. I just don't think that Cooks is a integral part of the game plan going into the game week in, week out. I think he should be. It's just my guess. I could be dead ass wrong here. But I feel like if he was truly an integral part, you'd be able to get him the rock and as much as, maybe not as much, but the way you want to get him the rock, being deliberate about it, like you're doing with CeeDee Lamb. I think you do that with Brandon Cooks. I just think they're like, hey, he's going to dedicate attention because he's a deep ball guy, and we'll just take advantage of it underneath. I feel like that's what they're okay with at this moment. Mike doesn't like getting asked a question, but I think it's a fair question. Mike, like, what's going on? And your answer is game script and all this. All right, man, we in week 10, bro. We in week 10. And there go Vots right there. What's up, bro? I just let everybody know to make sure they check out your. Well, I didn't just let them know, but earlier in the thing, I let them know. Make sure go check out your hit on 105 through the fan. Also shouted out Reg and them boys. All right, let a couple of y'all sneak up in here. Let's try to, I won't say speed through, but let's try to get through these smoothly. I'm gonna let y'all talk, and then I'll respond if me though. I'll try to respond offline. Professor X, we get 2 times from Professor X this week. What's up, man?
Man, how's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I think your cousin still will bounce back this week and probably play pretty good now. The thing I understand is, we had Jalen Brooks light up preseason pretty much, and they don't really play him anymore. I'd like to see
Jalen Brooks.
Him. Yeah, Jalen Brooks, the rookie, wide receiver. Yeah.
Can I? Why though?
Isn't he? How tall is he? Isn't he like 6'3" or something like that?
Roughly.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Martavis Tarvius Bryant, I think he's good for the red zone. He can just throw the ball in the air, and it doesn't take practice just to throw it in the air.
Sure, but I just don't see that. Like, why Jalen Brooks? I think you got good enough weapons out there.
Yeah, but you got to see what he has this year. Or I don't know. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't think you have to. I don't think you have to see what he had. I mean, he's a 7th round wide receiver. Turpin, Tolbert, I would, you want to get them going before him because they've legitimately shown that they can do some damage out there. Then, not to mention, you got CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson, Brandon Cooks, and at the very last one there, Michael Gallup, right? So that's just a lot of dudes that I'm just looking to try to get going before my 7th round wide receiver for this year. Next offseason, let's see. But right now, we're trying to win some ball games, man. And I don't think that Jalen Brooks is going to help you this year more than those guys.
Good point. Hey, thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. I think we heard somebody mention Jalen the other day, too. Or I was having fun with Iceberg. That's what it was. He called him the next Chris Carter. Jalen Tolbert? If he'd have said Tolbert, I'd totally get that one. Brooks, I don't think I'm quite ready for me personally. Professor X is, but ready for Jalen Brooks to usurp Tolbert, Turpin, Cooks, and these guys and get going. We got some guys, man. I mean, I kind of maybe it was y'all ready for this because there's people in the chat that always correct me. maybe it was hyperbolic of me to say that I think the Cowboys, that 5, right? Or that 4, yeah, that 5. That group of 5 receiving weapons, if you want to include Tony. But CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Jake Ferguson, Kevontae Turpin, Jalen Tolbert. That 5 is a very unique, versatile 5. And I'd put that from a versatility standpoint. I'd put that up there with in the top 10 for sure in the league. I would. And it could be hyperbolic. But I don't care. I think there's some versatility there that you can, and all these guys have showed it. That's why I'm saying it. Like we've seen these guys be versatile and explosive and make some plays. So I just think get those guys involved. 434, what it is, what it do? Yo.
Hello?
Yes, sir. You live.
How you doing, Doc? This is first-time caller. My name is Nothing But the Truth for Virginia.
Ooh.
Listen, man, I'm calling, man, because I want to know when are we going to lose the deuce? And when are we going to use some of the boys our younger guys when it comes to our safety position? Inside, well, not the safety, but inside spot defense position.
DB.
Because in the last game, Lewis was getting cooked left and right, man. I want to see some of these younger guys get on the field on defense side and bring some more of that physicality to the game.
Hey, great questions. I don't think we had this conversation when Deuce sat the bench the very first time. I think they're just out on Deuce Vaughn because he can't contribute special teams wise. If they're not getting the running backs involved right now, I just don't think they'll get Deuce involved at all. So you probably won't see Deuce unless there's an injury, and until next year. For the DBs,
next year?
Yeah, next year, bro. Yeah.
Hell, come on, man. I watched Duke when he was down there at Kansas State, man. I'm rooting for the brother. I want to see because I think he'll bring the extra juice to the offense.
Hey, I actually included him in my explosives. I thought Deuce Vaughn was one of those guys that could be, and it is what it is, satellite back, gadget back, whatever you want to call it. But I think he could be a satellite back for you. And if you needed him to carry the ball 8 times regularly, if it was blocked up, he could do some good things. But, Deuce he can't contribute on special teams, and they're not even getting Rico and TP involved seriously in the run game. So that's why I don't think they'll get Deuce involved. We're seeing how they feel about him for this year, right? He's just not a part of their plan. So I'm just saying I wouldn't get my hopes up if I were you that Deuce was going to be involved. I like what he can bring. I think he can bring some juice. I'm with you. But right now we can't run it well. We can't block it well. And when I say run it well, I mean how we're calling it. And I don't think if you don't have some type of blocking for Deuce, it's not going to work. And we've seen that. I showed you all the plays. Like, they just don't block for this dude. They don't block for anybody, for that matter.
All right, bro. Thank you, man.
Yeah. On his other point, appreciate you. Good questions there. Good statements there. On the DBs, I mean, broken record. Stop me when you have heard this before. But hey, look, I'm with seeing what's up with YA. I'm with seeing Izzy in a matchup role. I don't agree with. We had this conversation with me and Koya. I don't agree that Lewis was getting cooked last week. I think the 4th and 8 play sticks out, or 4th and 3 play sticks out in everybody's head. But what is Lewis doing on Dallas Goedert? That's just goofy, right? Like, where's your tight end stopper? Why is he not there? And then where you put the ball at, Lewis can't do anything about that. But 5'10", got her like 6'6". He throws it up high and out into the sideline. I mean, it is what it is. Other than that, I mean, Jordan Lewis played a normal Jordan Lewis game. But I would have liked to see more Izzy in this matchup or more Wanye in this matchup because these are bigger guys and they bring at least Wanye brings a different physical presence in that back end. So again, y'all, I don't know. I thought he was going to play. Me and Mel were talking about this. We were talking about it in chat. I thought he was going to play. I was hoodwinked.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok. This is what he does.
I've been had, y'all. So at this point, man, And they be frying. I mean, if y'all don't got Twitter, just don't get it. But if you do, they be frying Wanye on Twitter. Oh, man, I feel so bad for this man. He can't tweet without somebody under there talking about he got more tweets than he got reps. Oh. He can't control that, sir. I know Wanye's sick. Just sick. The lunatic said don't block for nobody. I mean...
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I'm just saying. I know. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say 100% the blocking and the play calling. That percentage is high though. But here's the problem when, say, the running back might miss a cut or something like that. Is it gets magnified. It gets magnified, just like when if Dak misses a throw, it gets magnified, especially in the loss. But it gets magnified because you're not blocking it up that great anyway. So if there is a solid block and we miss a lane or something like that, oh my God, this is they're not the problem. I'll stand 10 toes down on it. Fix the blocking. Fix the how. Get damn serious. And you'll have an efficient run game, bro. It ain't that. Don't take it from me. Take it from the six-time Hall of Famer. Your run game begins up front. It's just the bottom line. And not because Stone Cold says so. Marcus, what's good?
What's good, Scott? What's good?
What's happening?
We all right, man. This is a Thursday. We doing the thing out here. Yeah, man. Real quick. Yeah, man. Look, I think the running game is auxiliary. I think it's secondary, and that's a hard thing for us to grasp as Cowboys fans. Because we've always been leading with, hey, we're a run first team or we want first team, and I think as the offense is still kind of finding itself, even though it took a while, and that started with, hey, let Dak be Dak. And so once Dak started to be Dak, you started to see CD. Now you see it Ferguson. Now we arguing about 3 wide receivers, all of that stuff. It's going to be a passing offense, and it's going to be pass and led. So the running game needs to supplement that. And to that effect, man, it can be, as far as the backfield goes, that could be platoon like you did with Zeke and Potter. It should be. We talked about that 100 times, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, there's no reason why. Yeah, just platoon that, right? And do whatever you are going to do. What will help the running game the most to me right now, if we're talking about what the offense is and what it's going to look like going forward, to me, again, man, you got Ferguson involved in a big way now. That guy is going to draw that middle level coverage. Linebackers, he's going to get people away from the line of scrimmage. So more often than not, you're going to have an advantage blocking on the offensive line. You're going to be blocking 5-on-4 a lot of times. So people are going to drop back in coverage because of Ferguson mostly. Not necessarily because of Cooks, but because of Ferguson. He's going to draw the people away from the line of scrimmage if you send him far enough upfield doing certain things. So then it's just a matter, like you guys have said, figure out what your best running plays are out of those sets, because you're going to pass it. And that audible a check to a run that you guys have run effectively consistently. It doesn't help that you had this juggling act with the offensive line. It doesn't help. But at some point in time, you got to do what works and stick with that and build around that. And stop trying to fit square pegs in the round hole. Stop trying to, get out of this. We've always done it this way. That's what's got people thinking Jerry's down there calling plays and shit. Right. But I'm serious, man. You know I'm serious. But, hey, that's all I got, man. I'm not going to keep you. Great show. Love to hear from Patrick No-C as always, man. And keep up. You and Rock going to do that thing, man. Y'all going to be big one day. Just don't forget about it. How about them Cowboys?
Appreciate you, man. Hell no. Thank you, Marcus. We ain't going to forget about y'all, man. We got so many, inside jokes and just things we do from the show from y'all. You know what I'm saying? That y'all bring to us. Hell nah, man. Not at all. I know, CJ. I was looking at that too. Somebody said, tell Marcus to turn that damn turn signal off. Where you going, bruh? I'm with you, T-Dub. Forget that dang shotgun run. If I had to guess, again, y'all, we don't know what's being called there or whatever. I think at least half of those shotgun runs, and I say half, not all, because there's sometimes they'll start the damn possession off. Well, we're just going to do the shotgun run, shotgun draw, or not draw, counter, whatever. Or the kills, right? Hey, we got the look. Let's run it. But block it the hell up. And I mean, I showed y'all this play the other day. I mean, I run it back, like block it up, man. I mean, we're going to get on. We're going to get on our guys for this, but I mean, block it up. If Zach Martin just does his job right here and gets to the second level, if Jalen Tolbert, which I'm not sure why he's ducking my man, maybe they're not on the same page. If he blocks this guy here, at least TP has a lane to cut back into, which he's trying to do. But Tolbert don't want the smoke, I guess, in this play. And you get TP just trying to get what he can get. I mean, even on the backside here, I mean, and man, when I tell you that Tyler's Biotis just having struggles getting to the second. Look at this. No second level block was made. Zach Martin doesn't make his block. Tyler Biotis doesn't make his block. And then Jalen Tolbert doesn't make his block. And Vach often says this in the Patreon. Make sure y'all check it out. Patreon.com/VachLombardi. It's usually one or two blocks, like one block, really. Bro, this is 3 blocks. This is 3 blocks. Fam, what do you want him to do here? And even on a productive run, we talked about this too. On a productive run, again, this is a tough assignment. We're trying to reach here a little bit on Jalen Carter. This is Jalen Carter, just fantastic. But he's pushing. He's got. Look at Tyler's all the way in the backfield. It's supposed to really be up here so that we can get kind of a two-way go, right? And it's really look like it'd be a 3, but a two-way go. Instead, Tyler kind of gets pushed in the back, whatever, though. It still allows a little lane. Terrence Steele's just whooped. And as we keep it going here, nice run. Nice truck, though, by Tony Pollard. This is actually a good run, but even in a good run, guys are just getting whooped. So, I mean, we can run some more plays and show you, but y'all get the dang on point. Like, I'm not beating the drum. I'm not pounding the table about why this has to be blocked up and called better for no reason. This is every single week. And we don't have Adrian Peterson back there in his prime or Barry Sanders. We don't. So if they're not going to fix that and they're not going to fix up how to run it, forget the run game, bro. Like forget it. We're going to have to live with the pass game, and the run game is just going to have to be kind of just a complimentary situation. But even then, I'm not going to lie to y'all, even then it needs to be complimentary, but it needs to be efficient. I digress, man. I digress. We can do this every week. Jake Jack, what's up, bro?
What's up, my boy? What's going on?
Hey, man, it's living a dream, fam.
Hey, man, listen, bro. I ain't going to be too long. I just want to say shout out to the boy Okoye, because that film that he showed yesterday about Micah at linebacker, bro, that's everything. That's everything that I've been saying since last year when they made him a full-time defensive end, bro. Like he literally put all my frustration, everything that I was talking about for the last 2 years, bro, he put it on film and he showed exactly why I was saying what I was saying, bro.
Yep. You called in a few weeks ago.
He got a fan yesterday just from that.
Oh, you new to Okoye. Yeah, Okoye go hard.
Yeah. I like the bull. I like the bull. Another thing, like, I'm kind of upset that we ain't make a move at the trade deadline, but I could live with the guys that we got. I feel like we got enough guys on both sides of the ball and even special teams that it shouldn't be too much pressure put on either side of the ball. Like, if our defense can do what they gotta do to hold teams under 21 points, our offense should be able to score 24 points. Like, I just got confidence in our offense, especially seeing how they've been moving the ball the last couple of weeks. They should be able to score 24 points. Our defense should be able to do something to whatever offense that we're playing against to hold them under 21 points. So,
yeah, man. The problem is this defense is more Jekyll and Hyde than the offense, it seems like, man. Like, we talked about it yesterday. Like, when they lose, they're just nowhere to be found for most of the game. And then next thing you know, they're trying to play catch up. This happened in Arizona. This happened in Philly, where it's like, oh yeah, but they got the stops at the end of the game, right? Yeah, but they gave up 28 points before that. We can't get mad We can't get mad at the offense in San Francisco, right? When we're like, hey, the defense was getting stops early and the offense wasn't doing nothing, and then not be mad at the defense for when the offense was getting points for you, but you weren't getting stops. We never can have the peanut butter and the jelly at the same time against these good teams for whatever reason.
I don't know, bro. That defense cannot continue to give up 30 points a game against these good teams, bro. Like that's not the wave. That's not it right there. Like I said, man, like the film that Okoye showed, bro, the coaching staff, I know that they see that Micah can do more than rush the passer and set the edge. Like, you are wasting this man's God-given abilities at it. Like, he's still young. Like, if you want to just make him a defensive end towards the end of his career, that's cool. Right now, he got the wheels where he could drop into his zone. He could blitz from the second level. He could cover a tight end down the field. He could do everything that you ask a defensive player to do. And y'all just got him doing basic stuff, wasting this man's God-given abilities. It doesn't make sense to me. But hey, I'm just a regular Cowboys fan. That's it.
Well, I mean, Coach Quinn's the one that told us he was a pass rushing linebacker, but that hasn't been the case this year. So we've been had.
You've been had.
Let's just be real.
Yeah, real talk, bro. Keep doing your thing, though. I'm gonna let you keep going, bro.
Appreciate you, bro. My guy, J Jack. All right, one more. I'm sorry. I was letting it play a little bit. Bro, what's up with buy it ass, man? Like, watch what Cunningham does to this guy. Fuck out of here, bro. Come on, Tyler B. I was talking all that Pro Bowl mess. He hurt, bro. Tyler hurt. Tyler should be driving 52 into the dirt. Man, get out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here. If Tyler can drive 52 up out of there, this might be a house call, fam. Going on, man? What's going on with our guy buy it ass? My bad. All right, man. Let's get Marv. We ain't wrapped up. I know Marv said, "Hey, man, we get up too early over here." What's up, Marv? Marv, we too early for you. I feel you, bro.
I know you got me. I said, let me go still show finally. But so still everybody making good points. My point is, you know me. I be tearing Dan Quinn butt up. You know that, Steve. I've been on it.
Yeah.
I told Law. I don't want to hear it, Law. I don't want to hear it, Law. Until Dan still bring me that Seattle defense like he had before, then I'll give him some love. Right now, that defense still shitty.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, Dan Quinn, come on, Dan. I know you're listening. You try to get too pretty. Don't play the regular players. And then I told Law, I don't want to hear no more about no damn. I'm like Nate New. I told Law, I don't want to hear about them Joneses no more. We already know how they are. I don't want to hear nothing about that. I want to see them damn coaches coach. No more excuses, y'all. I don't want to hear nothing about Jerry. I told Law, I said, Law, can I ask you a question, Law? He said, what? Is Jerry Jones on the field playing football, Law? How old is Jerry?
I mean,
81, Law.
The off-season passed, the trade deadline passed, so the front office talk should probably be done. Like I hear you on that, right? They can't do anything. Well, they can technically go sign guys like Martavis Bryant, but we at the point now where it's, hey man, this is your squad. Get out there, coach it up, get it right. The only thing we can't account for though, Marv, and what a lot of fans believe is that what's being run down from the top. I do think that's fair. I usually ignore that during the season. I know Toxic hates it, right? But we cannot be blind to the fact that this organization is run differently than any organization in the National Football League, to where the top does sometimes throw word down and it runs through the meeting rooms. Like, that's just real. So it's not our fault that sometimes the tinfoil hat comes on, because the top has done that to us. So I think you just got to have a little understanding when people do get pissed off at the top, even post trade deadline. You just got to understand why, because they do sometimes run things from the top down.
I know that, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm still
if I'm okay, you the Joneses, say you the Joneses, and I'm winning you 12 games a year. At a time now, and I'm fighting for my life to be the coach again, I'm gonna look at you like you're a fool still. You can fire me right on the spot. I don't give a shit. I'm finna do it my way. Okay, number 23, you finna get a lot of carries because I wanna save my number 20. I'm finna 23. We gonna split these carries. We're gonna get 15 each. Okay, that's gonna be taken care of. Number 78, I know you got a bad knee. When we at the 27-yard line with 6 seconds left, 86, 87, I want you to knock the shit out that number 7 over there. I ain't worried about my left side, so I can get my quarterback to get this pass in the end zone so we can win the game. 2, now I'm gonna tell y'all something. You ain't telling me, they telling y'all not. Let me say this again. Everybody on this phone, call. Ain't no way in the hell you telling me they telling Dan Quinn who to play. I don't want to hear that shit. Excuse my French on your show. I do not want to hear that. Dan Quinn is favoritism. Number 1, getting his ass torched. Number 2, getting torched. And number 6 is barely coming back. He's finally coming back.
I forgot, y'all. If y'all don't know, Marv called in Vacha's show and said he's trying to bench the whole secondary. All of them.
No, I ain't going to bench him, but start coaching him. You know what I'm saying? Just get on him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do a Jimmy Jones when they come on the sideline. Toss their ass out. Put 30 in the game. 30 been balling. Get 30 some reps.
Man, get him out there. Wanye, I think, gonna bring a different physical. I think Wanye can be for your safeties what DeMarvion Overshown was for your linebackers, right? Like
we seen him tight ends. We seen him tell a halfback, and he makes the tackles. Come on, bro. I don't want to hear that mosquito. But you know what I'm saying? Now, let me say it again. Now, but Dak really only missed 2 plays, y'all. The one when he threw to my
Tolbert,
number 18, but he threw that too high. If he'd have threw it low, he'd have got it.
Shoot, forget that. He should have threw it to Ferg. That was really the.
Yeah, he got. He should have threw it to Ferg. I don't know why.
I know,
and I guarantee he looked at that play and said, but that's good because the next time that happens,
I know.
Be sick. I know. So
look, hey Marv, I feel so damn confident moving forward about Ferg hitting that seam route all damn game. Because let me tell you why. When you watch the film of Tolbert in the Rams game, right? We talked about this on the show. Tolbert kept busting loose opposite side, right? Like he was, whether it had been within the play or whether it be within the breakdown. And I came on here and I was like, hey man, when Dak goes on and watches that film, he's going to gain some confidence. That, you getting busy over there. You're getting open. And what happens in this game? Every time that play broke loose, who was he looking for? Tolbert.
18.
Right? So I think he's going to go back to this game and say, that's you. Okay, you working dudes, Jake. It ain't like you just getting open. You working dudes in that seam. Not just like, we're going to throw it to you because it's a contested catch in the red zone. You working dudes in that seam. So don't be surprised if you see a bunch of seam shots over the next few weeks to Jake Ferguson outside of the red zone.
And still, look what you say. Hey, and I'm going to tell y'all something. It's about to start happening, y'all. Okay, we got 88 going.
Some sugar water.
Now we got 87 going. Now, number 3 about to get going.
There you go,
because he cleared the path for all of them. They about to get number 3 going, I'm telling you. Now, what I don't like, I want to see number 3 going on them bums. Stop. Don't throw. You know, sometimes you can throw 88 to bum, but when you threw that one down the sideline to 88, that should have been number 3. That would have been a 6. We got them, y'all, but the coaches got to coach, and no more excuses for these players. I don't want to no more. No. I'm like you still. I don't want to hear shit. No more excuses. The players, if they put you on the field, you got to play. If you ain't playing, take them off the game, bro. Stop this favoritism. As Dan Quinn, your defense is still shitty to me. Until you start shutting people down, them good teams, at least 14, 17 points. If we lose 14-7 or 14-10 or 17, then I say, okay, your defense. But if your defense get over 20, because everybody bragging on this sorry-ass defense, I'm going off on this defense. I'm not impressed. Shut up. Start shutting people down.
Nah, I hear you.
I don't want to see. You know what I'm saying? And still, they got a running quarterback. The sorry-ass Giants got a running quarterback. Please don't let this running quarterback be running on us with the stupid play calling you got, bro, because y'all want to get some sacks. Play your position and don't try to be the hero. Stop trying to play hero ball. So we should be blowing them out, then blow Carolina out, and then the one guy on a big game show, he panicking. He said, "Oh, the Redskins. If the Redskins beat us, y'all, on Thanksgiving, all us just don't watch football no more." I don't get. They should want to whoop the Redskins ass since that last game. Ain't no way. I don't want to hear no. Oh, the Redskins. Man, the Redskins beat us. That's embarrassing.
Yeah. Yeah, if the Redskins beat us, man, that'd be crazy because they don't even exist. So I feel you, bro.
Thank you. They got rid of one of their best defensive pass rushers. But if y'all and they be watching your show still, don't let them the Cowboys coaching staff be watching these films.
They don't give a damn about us, bro. But I appreciate it.
I know. But somebody on that team be watching. If they are watching, help my boy Steele out. Help the man out. Don't make him look stupid. Come on, man. We should have scored. If that had been another team against us, they probably would have scored on us.
I feel you.
Steele. That just piss you off. I'm still mad. Forget everything that happened because we all played the Eagles all over because everybody's trying to go on the TV and say, here go the excuse still. Well, you know, the Eagles really played there. Oh, yeah, they've been playing their best. They psyching all y'all. And I told my Philly fan, one of my Philly buddies, and I'm going to put this in y'all ear, everybody, Cowboy. My Philly fan even said, he looked at me, he said, "Boy, I know what you about to say. Our luck going to run out at the wrong time." I said, "Yep, you doing like we used to play. We won all them games. We thought we was the shit. Remember that year when we had when the Giants upset, the 9-7 Giants upset us, y'all, and they went to the Super Bowl, and we had that team. We whooped the Giants' ass twice, and we got them in the playoffs again, and they got us." I said, "That's about to happen to y'all. Y'all about to get set up." Mm-hmm. He looked at me. He said, "Yep." And he knew it, too. Still, he said, "Yep." He says, "Yep, we're going to be pissed off. We're going to lose." I said, "Yep, it's about to happen to y'all. They psyching y'all."
When Marv get to whispering, it's serious.
I'm just excited.
I love it, Marv. I love it.
Coach. That's all I'm trying to tell you, still.
Yeah.
Tell the coaches to coach. Don't favoritism. When we coach, we win. And Dak Prescott, I don't want to hear shit about Dak Prescott because he's playing like he did in 2016. He's using his legs, and he's dangerous. He's dangerous now. Once he gets number 3 going, he's really dangerous.
Yeah.
He's going to 40 points a game. I'm putting it. We should score 30 to 40 in the next 5 weeks. Put it down. Write that down.
I feel you.
All the Cowboys players.
I feel you.
30 to 40.
Definitely against these defenses, 100%. Hey, Marv, this was spectacular as always, brother. Appreciate you coming.
Thank you,
you don't call too much, so I let you go. You know, I got to let you go. I got to get off because it's early over there.
I'm just excited.
It's over over there. I'll let you go off, man. Appreciate it, big dog.
Yes, sir. And salute to the Steel Show.
Salute. That's how you say it. I love how you say middle. Oh, you heard this thing. How you say middle. How you say salute. You know what I'm saying? Marv. Wow. Look at this, though. Look at this. CJ in the chat. Let me take that out of the way. CJ in the chat said Marv is Kevin Hart's granddaddy, right? Talking about, look at this. A goddamn cat drinking milk out the bowl. If y'all don't know what we talking about, I'm going to just play this real quick.
Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this. Look at this. Goddamn cat drinking milk out the bowl. Get out the bowl.
Yo, CJ, you crazy because he does. Look at this. Oh, my lady hate me because when I tell y'all this stand-up in particular, I drop at least multiple lines from this stand-up a week. Multiple. It used to be a day. I've been chilling. Look at this. Then Marv will hit you with that. It's still. Let me tell you about Dan Quinn. Oh, if Dan Quinn don't stop getting cute. When he start whispering, it's serious business. You got to take your glasses off and listen. Appreciate you, Marv. Appreciate you. Which one was that? That was his second. I think that was the one that was on Comedy Central. Might have been his second one. Probably my favorite one of his. It's good stuff, man. Let's get to some super chats. Look, that's how you know it's a wrap. When we get Marv on the horn. Oh, it was a play I wanted to show y'all. Marv was talking about hey, Prince. Hey, the don't favoritism is crazy. He don't even finish the tism. Don't favoritiz. Am I tripping? Is favoritiz a word? Because if it ain't, it's a word now. Oh yeah, Marv. We are using that moving forward. All that favoritiz he out there doing. Let me show y'all a favoritiz play real quick. We talked about this with Okoye yesterday. Get a chance to break it down a little bit. On 3rd and 15, Dan Quinn was favoritizing the deep ball. You know what I mean? He was playing all back on this man. Look, what should I get? You know what I'm saying? At some point, you got to play back a little bit. You don't want to get beat deep. But when you know 3rd and long, you know exactly where he going with this rock. You know he wants to get it to A.J. Brown. So why not bump up Gilly just a little bit? Asking for you to do it every game just a little bit and then give him some safety help, man. We didn't give Gilly no safety help. We didn't bump a little something. And next thing you know, we just get a kind of a read slant, really. This was basically a situation where AJ is going to read the coverage. If he plays back and stays back, then I'm just going to hit the quick slant and get as much as I can get. And they understand if I can get within 3 yards, we're going for it. And the reason why it's important to get that bump and run is because Micah got there in 0.2 seconds. All right. So, and Q explained this, and look, Q, I get it. You don't want to get beat deep, but that's what he talked about. He was worried about what, y'all? The double moves. He brought that up in the press conference, and he said, we don't get beat by the double moves. I mean, Gilly don't. I mean, double moves are double moves, but 3rd and 15, man, you can't give up 13 yards on that team because you got to treat 3rd and 15 like 2nd and 15 because if they end up getting 12 to 13 yards, they're going for it, and that's what happened. Next play, Jay Lou was lined up on Dallas Goedert, gets beat, and now Jay Lou sucks, but it is what it is, man. Yeah, Chris Romero, you missed his call, dog. You missed his call. Yeah, Michael H. 3rd and 15. Get out the bowl. Oh, yo, that's my favorite one. I might watch that later today if I got some time. I might watch that. Okay, super chats. We in overtime. Yeah, we in way in overtime. Super chats before we get up out of here. I'm gonna call you KD. I don't want to butcher your name.
Super chat.
But KD dropped 5. Appreciate you. She said, Vach killed it. Brandon is not him, but a they or he. Be the best he can be. Vosh must have said that yesterday on the 105. The Lunatic.
Super chat.
He dropped 2. Says support new Cowboys media. Dallas 33, New York Giants 10. Appreciate you, Lunatic. I do think we're going with the ass. And then Princess.
Super chat.
She dropped 5 and said, congrats on the show live. Do you think lack of running game will hurt us late in the year? I want my damn film class. Much love. Stay humble. I'm trying to tell you, I'm no damn film guru. I just pop on and then I just give y'all my opinion what I see. You want film class? Patreon, Vash Lombardi. Watch Okoye's breakdowns. Maybe, if you go watch, they do some breakdowns on .com with Stan back in them guys. I think it was Jesse, who put out a fantastic tweet about having access to all 22. Now everybody has it. It's because everybody has it doesn't mean everybody understands what they're seeing, including me, which is why I come on here and tell y'all all the time. I mean, you guys can see my messages. I'm taking a screenshot or a screen record. I'm sending it to Brian like, hey, what is this formation called? What is this route called? Is this backer supposed to do this? Is this running back supposed to do that? Hey, Jesse, what combination works best here? Well, why are they running this? What is this? I don't know. I didn't play the National Football League, so I'm just trying to get as much information I can from people that know it better than me. And Princess, I'm still learning. So you want some classes, Vash Lombardi on Patreon and Okoye giving the work away for the free on YouTube, And then, like I said, reach out to some of these professionals that played actually in the sport that do some of these things. I'll shout out a few. JT O'Sullivan. Chase Daniels, Kurt Warner. These guys, they break it down amazingly, and I learned a lot from them as well. So that's kind of how I look at it. I appreciate it, though. Do I think BT Furniture can donate a recliner to the Star for Tyrus, man? Hey, yeah. If they were a sponsor, I bet they would do something like that. Before we go, wait. I think I missed one more. I did. Shouts out to Jay Versick.
Super chat.
Jay Versick dropped one and said, I think anything to hype is real. I'm not sure what we talking about, Jay. That's the problem when I do these a little bit at the end of the show. I'm not sure what you said there, but if you still in here, Jay Versick, let me know what you're talking about. But before I go, one more time, we gotta talk about
I'm in my zone.
Game Day Live. Let me let this play real quick though.
Every game on the schedule crucial, it take a toll. It don't matter if we at home or on the road. You try to tackle, I'll truck a sucker and take it so. I'm staring at 4th and goal, gotta find an open hole. A linebacker just close a hole where I'm supposed to go. So now I'm thinking my centers are all pro, so I trust he can make a walk for wherever the ball go. Tap the cue on the shoulder, that safety is coming over. I see that look in his eyes. If he slip, I'ma slide right under the tight end, curl over the right end. Long as the wide receiver block for me, I can jump right in. Yeah, there's 5 seconds on the play clock. The crowd was loud, but they stopped. Now it's silent while they watch. They stand off in the red zone. All I see is red home. Watch me get this touchdown and this W and head home.
Man, shout out to my guy, bro. Flames, okay? That track is for real hard. Like, I told him all the time I'd be listening to that just cuz. We at walk-ons. Yes, indeedy. Every game day from here on out, except Thanksgiving, we are at walk-ons. Come holler at us. Me and Jesse. Shouts out to Cowboys Experience. Shouts out to Triple Dog Irish Whiskey. Also a part of this thing here. Excited to see you guys in person on game day. Let me give you a fair warning, though, because this happened last year and the previous year. Oh, we could definitely rap. We gonna kick it and all that. When that game start, though, I advise you wait until a commercial or something, because I'm focused, dog. Like, you would think I'm on the sideline and coaching this team, man. I'm so just in tune and emotions involved and just obviously fanning out. So that's my only advice, right? Just, if you try to talk to me in the middle of a play, I remember, and if my wife is in the chat here, she'll know what I'm talking about. I remember, and JR might have been there, at Texas Live, they had the little cheerleaders. You know, they got their own cheerleaders. They got the Texas Live cheerleaders. And the cheerleaders came over, they were doing their whole thing and trying to promote Texas Live. And it was a commercial, and they're talking to, you know, Jesse and me and trying to just figure out, are we allowed to be here, be there, and all this other stuff. This lady just kept talking, and the game came back on. And I immediately said, oh, all right, back in mode. I ain't know what she is saying, y'all. She just talking. And something crazy happened. And if you've seen me during the play, I just go, let's go. And she said, ah! She screamed. I said, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Ma'am, I tuned you out 2 minutes ago. I'm so sorry. But this is what happens if you try to talk to me during the game. So I advise you, don't do that. That's all I'm saying. And when I say during the game, I mean the actual play. That's all. Or you might not just get yelled at. Like, I run around, I get hyped. Vosh will tell you, bro, like, it's different. It's a different atmosphere when you in these places like that. It's fun. CT said, I can't hear nothing when the game playing. Hey, look, man, I'm so focused. I'm so focused. Toxic said, my wife would still try to talk. Nah, my wife, no. Oh, she's the best sport. She's the best sport. And see, because we were doing the shows here, I ain't got nobody to slap hands with, you know. So I go over to her. Let's go, baby. I learned I can't go too hard now, you know. So I used to, whack. Can't do it too hard now. I just give it a fist bump. Malcolm said his wife can't stand him on game day. Oscar said, give me my damn Evan Neal rant. I got
The person that's commenting on my performance, what does he do? Flip hot dogs and hamburgers somewhere? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'd cut his ass. I would. How dare you? How dare you? And you call them hamburger flippers? What, you're so much better? I'd rather have a guy that's flipping hamburgers block than your piece of garbage ass. Who the hell are you to talk to fans like that? You piece of garbage. These Giant fans were here before you, and they'll be here after your sorry ass is cut. Done. I would cut his fat ass. You should boo him. If you see him in the mall of Willowbrook, boo his ass. If you see him on the DMV, boo him. If he wins a Super Bowl, boo his sorry ass.
Just what a fantastic rant. One day y'all might get that out of me. I've learned to calm down a little bit. Y'all be wanting the angry guy. The last one I think y'all got was Martise, the copper argument, when he tried to say my guy wasn't a wide receiver one. It's ridiculous. Anyway, what got him fired up, the guru? So Evan Neal was talking shit about Giant fans, talking shit about him. And my man just went off. And that wasn't even a full rant. Just type in Don LaGreca, Evan Neal. And the full rant is a masterpiece because it was real. Like, I agree with a lot of what he was saying. It was passionate. And it was funny because he was slaying him for real. But Don LaGreca, Evan Neal rant, just chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. That was a platinum rant. But Martise's call was not a platinum call. It wasn't. All right, we just rapping now. We just kicking it. So let's get up out of here. Vach, I'll rap to you after the show, but I don't believe there will be one later. But we'll rap. Mauricio. Uh-oh. Did they end me? I think we may have been ended. How about that? Are we still here? We good? We good? Okay, we still here. All right. Something happened with the restream chat. Anyway, talked to Mo yesterday. Y'all been asking for it for like 2 years now. Me and Mo will be doing a crossover show on A to Z Sports Primetime next Thursday, leading into week 11. So I'll be on Mo's show next week. We'll be promoting it all next week. We'll have graphics and all that stuff. At 8. Does it come on at 8? I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know if he come on right at 8. Y'all know how I do. I tell y'all 8:30, but if he come on at 8, damn it, I'll be there. I'll be there at 8. So check us out next week in the crossover show. But he has his final show today on A to Z Sports Primetime on this channel. So make sure y'all do that. And before y'all go, please, if you enjoyed the show, on the way out, hit that like button. New people that may be here or newer people that may be here and enjoy what we do here, share this to some of your Cowboy friends and family that are still going to the big letter networks for their Cowboys news and information. Like, they do fantastic stuff sometimes on those networks, but I promise you they're not doing better daily Cowboys coverage than what we are doing here and what we are doing in the community. So, and I say that with so much confidence now. Like, I used to say that like humbly on some, well, you know, now it ain't even about being humble no more. Like, they don't cover the team better than we do here. I'm just seriously, they don't. It is what it is. With that said, press this button. Look, press this button.
Got him. We got him.
I can't wait to use that.
Right where we want.
I'm gonna use that on somebody that I'm just trap. You know, I get with the trap card. Where the damn button?
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
Bye. It went too long. Yeah, the guru. It ain't 8 here, but it might be 8 on Mo's show. It ain't 8 here. New media. Love y'all, man. We out here. Peace.
Squad!